for your test out, so don't feel like you're not gonna have to use this. Always open away from you first, right? And then it would technically be like this. So open away, then it's gonna be your side, then down. Remember, you have 1 inch to play with, so don't be like that, right? I like to make my diamond into a square, so I have space, okay? You have 1 inch to play with, so turn your diamond into a square so you have space. You're gonna take your, I'm not sure the order of it, so you have, I believe this is first. Your gloves are kind of,
it's the blue
like
ones
this,
first, yeah.
Right? So take up your, okay, Miss Berthina, here's some reading about your catheter if you want to. Then you're gonna take your top off. You have 1 inch, right? Okay. You have your 1 inch border. For this, the purpose of us testing, just put the blue side up. It's usually shiny side up, but there's really it doesn't really show you on there. So put your thing down here. Once it's here, this is gonna be your new sterile fields. Okay, so you don't wanna, if it's, it's kind of bunched up, I'm not gonna go like that, right? Because now this is not sterile anymore. So when you put it down, just however it is, just let it be. Don't mess with it, okay? So that's why it's good. Make sure their legs, you have enough space to work. Then you're gonna grab your sterile gloves. I'm gonna take those. For me, this is gonna be my new workspace to don on my sterile gloves, okay? These packs, we've noticed, and I don't know if this is one that came in here, that the sterile gloves are backwards. So we will, at this step, we'll give you sterile gloves, okay? So this is gonna be your new area to put your gloves on. Be cognizant that you're not putting your gloves like this. Okay, you have 1 inch, so if if you're like, oh, I'm touching, you have 1 inch, but if you go past it, now you've broken sterile field, okay? So open your gloves.
If I did do that, can I just verbalize I wouldn't touch that?
Correct. So if you break sterile fields and you put the Foley into the patient, it's an automatic fail, okay? Sorry, I see a sharp in here. It's an automatic fail. If you break sterile fields and you say, you catch yourself, oh, I broke sterile field. At this point, depending on where you're at, where you broke your sterile field, I would get a new kit. I would get new gloves, whatever the case is. So verbalize that, so that way we know, oops, that you realize, as long as you verbalize it. If you catch it before, okay. Now you can't keep saying oops and breaking sterile field. I think you get 2 oops and you're done, okay? So remember your gloves. The first one gone on your dominant hand first. So the first one you're gonna pick up like this. You're gonna grab, right? And you're gonna put your hands in. I don't know what size gloves these are. Okay. Then you're gonna take your dominant side. You're gonna grab into the cuff. See? Grab into the cuff. And then down on your other gloves. Okay. Sterile. If you want to leave that there, leave that there. If it's gonna mess with you, you can take it, put it into the trash. Just make sure you touch the middle. Don't touch the outside of it. You don't wanna take this. I've had students practicing and they wanna throw this away. Right? No, it's not, you're not sterile. So if it's gonna be better for you to leave it there, just leave it. If it's gonna bother you, grab it in the center, throw it in your trash, okay? Then from here, I like to change my diamonds to squares so I have space. And I'm gonna get everything prepared. You can put your fenestrated drape. I'm sterile, so you can touch this how you please. And it doesn't matter. If you guys wanna put it this way, that's fine. If you wanna put it this way, whatever is comfortable for you. I believe it's technically this way because of the way the little cutouts there for the thighs. Now I'm gonna prepare my Foley. For our mannequin purposes, we're not doing the iodine, so just verbalize iodine on my cotton balls. I'm gonna get my lube, and you can use lube on the patient. I'm gonna undo this. I'm gonna be careful that I don't swing this all over the place, right? Touching stuff. So just careful when you take out your actual Foley. This, you can lay there, it's sterile. If you're like, I wanna get rid of it, get rid of it. Just be careful.
For actual testing purposes, are we using lube? Because when we were practicing, they told us that they were gonna have us use that spray.
The spray one, yeah.
Because it was getting stuck with the lube, and the lube was damaging the mannequin.
Oh,
So I just wanna,
I will find out.
Okay.
We've been using the lube the entire time.
okay,
I think we're just gonna use the lube. But I will find out. If anything changes, I'll let you guys know.
okay.
For the lube, when you guys are testing, if you guys want to put it inside here, like put your catheter in here, sometimes it can be a little difficult to get it in. And I know you guys are gonna be nervous. You can do like that and set it in there. That's fine. If you want to use the tray, you can squirt it out, get your tip all nice and lubed up, and put that back in there. Whatever you're comfortable with, whatever is gonna make you pass. Doesn't matter, no right or wrong, okay?
I mean, there's a couple, right?
There's a couple right or wrongs, but that doesn't matter. You're gonna get your syringe. You're gonna put your syringe on the port. I'm just gonna let that sit in there. Okay, I'm all set and ready to go. I'm putting this on top. Okay. Now I'm gonna bring this over to my new sterile fields. Okay. Be careful with your gloves. Make sure you don't accidentally hit her coming over, right? So I'm out here keeping my sterile fields. Any questions so far? Okay. Then you take your non-dominant hand, which is now gonna be your dirty hand. Miss Berthina, I'm gonna go ahead and get started now, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and touch you. You're gonna open, and you're gonna keep it open. All right. You're gonna take a cotton ball. It's already saturated. You're gonna wipe the opposite labia first. Now when you go to throw it in your receptacle, be careful not to go like this. It's hard to see now because you don't have the iodine on it, but this is gonna be saturated. So if I go to clean this dirty area and I come over here and it drips onto my sterile field, now it's not sterile. So you kinda need to come around, okay? Toss it. Next one, closest side to you, come around, toss it. Make sure don't hit this, okay? Down the middle, toss it. You don't need this anymore, you can toss that too. If you want, you can put this here, you don't need this anymore. This is all done. You can put it there and let it be. You wanna put it there, let it be, that's no longer sterile. Take your tip. Okay, Miss Berthina, I'm gonna go ahead and go inside. 1, 2, 3, take a deep breath, whatever the case. Put it in, you see urine. Now I'm holding this. If you don't hold this, the catheter, once you put it in and get your urine, it will suck back out. What in the world? So you put it in, you hold it there, you inflate your balloon. Alright, we're inflated. Toss that. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna pull, make sure it's in there. Great. At this point, I'll usually take my dirty gloves off, put new gloves on. In the real world, I have a pair of clean gloves underneath my sterile gloves. So that way when I take my sterile gloves, I already have clean gloves and I'm not like, okay, hold on, while they're, their legs all open and spread across. You're gonna take your Foley. This one's all knotted up. You're gonna just verbalize. I'm gonna put a stat lock here. Obviously, you're gonna rip this out. Verbalize. I put a stat lock here so that way her Foley doesn't move. And I'm gonna put this in the designated spot. Do we put our Foley on the?
No.
Alright, so we want to make sure you guys are putting it in the correct area, down below. Get her all cleaned up. Ready, hold position.